Hey, how's it going, Roxanne and team at Dr. Quist Oral Surgery Center? This is Jack here. It was a pleasure talking to you, Roxanne. So here's that video analysis that I promised so that I could stay in your ear and make sure that you know that we are a legitimate business here in the Springs and that we are very serious about what we do and the kind of things that we can do for our clients. So without further ado, let me go and get started. In the video analysis, what I want to do is basically go over exactly what I can see as a search marketer in terms of where your SEO is, as well as what we need to do to make sure that you start ranking higher for the keywords you want to rank for, as well as how we're going to go about that if we were to tackle this project on together. All right. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop over to this tab real quick. This tab pulls up one of our tools called Ahrefs. Ahrefs allows search marketers like myself to look at the metrics of a website on the back end and basically see exactly where things have been going well and where things haven't been going too well. So what I can see right off the bat is that basically there has not been a lot of SEO work done recently. And the reason that I can see that is right off that bat is because the referring domains and backlinks. So you'll see right here, there's 114 backlinks and 22 referring domains. And basically what that means is that there are about 22 websites out there on the internet that's talking about your website, drquist.com, anywhere on the World Wide Web. And so what I mean by that, for example, is if there is a blog out there that's called the Oral Surgery Center blog.com. And then they made a new blog post and they said, hey, if you're looking for for the best oral surgery center in Colorado Springs, check out drquist.com. And then there'll be that hyperlink that links back to your website. And so just in the fact that they have that hyperlink that links back to your website is actually tracked by Google, and that basically determines the number of websites that are talking about and mentioning your website and your brand. And so that is a very important metric in SEO because that's essentially how a large portion of Google's algorithm determines how authoritative your website is, and authority in turn has a huge role in determining how highly you rank for the keywords you want to rank for, as well as how quickly you rank there. So at the end of the day, basically, you want a lot of websites out there that's related to the niche and industry that you serve, talking about your website and specifically linking back to your website, because Google uses that information to determine, hey, this is the kind of website that other websites like to talk about, and this is the kind of website that other websites like to refer their own visitors to, because basically that website's like, hey, go check out this website, hey, click on this link, hey, these guys are people that you should visit, and things like that. And so it's a very powerful trust signal, and if you don't have enough websites talking about your website, then no matter how nice your website looks, no matter how how many good testimonials that you have and all the other factors in there, you're never going to be able to rank highly on Google unless you have these websites talking about you. And that's just the nature of SEO, search engine optimization. And we just know that from experience and being able to rank our clients that you need a lot of these websites talking about your website. So hopefully that makes sense. I know it was kind of a bit run around. If you have any questions, of course, I'm more than available to answer your questions. So it looks like the title, meta title is good. Dr. Rhett Quist and Dr. Andrew Benson, DDSMD, Advanced Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery Center. And so let's take a look at your organic search. And this tab basically tells us exactly what kind of keywords you currently rank for. So what I mean by that is if I were to type in Dr. Quist Colorado Springs, Dr. Quist Colorado Springs, you'll notice that this website, drquist.com, your website ranks #1. And so if I were to type in oral surgeon, Colorado Springs, Colorado, you'd be on the number 5th spot. So actually, right off the bat, obviously, great job doing ranking on the #1 spot for Dr. Quist Colorado Springs, because that is your brand name and that is the website. And so obviously, we want to make sure that we are front and center for that. The other thing is, I know that Dr. Benson. So if I were to type in Dr. Benson, Colorado Springs, let's see if he pulls up, because obviously he's the other surgeon. And so yeah, perfect, Dr. Quist right here. So fantastic job on doing that. Yep. That's good. Because obviously when someone's typing in the doctors, we want to make sure that your website pops up. Because maybe they don't know that the website is drquist.com, but they recognize the surgeon's name. So oral surgeon, Colorado Springs, Colorado, going back to this, absolutely want to make sure that we are on the #1 spot, if not at the top 3 for this keyword, because that's where you're going to capture the majority of the traffic. And so let's say that the #1 spot would capture maybe like 50% of the traffic. The #2 spots would capture maybe like 40%, and number 3 would capture 30, and then it would just kind of go down the line. And so it's very important that you are on the top 3 for the keywords that we want to go after. Advanced oral and maxillofacial, obviously another one that we want to capture at the top 3 spot. Advanced oral surgery, oral surgeon, Colorado Springs, another one that we absolutely want to make sure that you are on the number 1 spot for, in the top of the first page. And then Colorado Springs oral surgery, another one. Oral surgery, Colorado Springs. So yeah, I mean, I can obviously just kind of go down the list, but you can see how there's so many variations of people actually typing in these kinds of keywords. So there's advanced oral surgery. There's Colorado Springs oral surgery. There's oral surgeon, Colorado Springs. Dr. Benson oral surgeon, obviously. Let's see if I can find it. Oral surgeons, Colorado Springs, oral surgeons in Colorado Springs. So you can see how actually Google tracks every single variation of a specific keyword. So not everyone's going to sit here and type in oral surgeon, Colorado Springs. Some people might type in oral surgery, Colorado Springs. And you get different credit for those various keywords. You're not, just because you rank for Colorado Springs oral surgery doesn't mean that you're going to rank for oral surgery, Colorado Springs. I know that crazy as it sounds, but that's just how Google's search engine optimization works, and it's in a way so that not one website suddenly gets credit for all the keywords just because they were able to rank one keyword, right? That way it's not like a monopoly effect, and so you have to put in the time and effort to make sure that you actually optimize your website, your page, for the specific keywords so that you can actually get credit for that, and that's exactly how Google search engine works. And so I actually typed in a couple of this keyword right here as well so that we could pull up other keywords that people are actually searching for. And you'll see things like Colorado Springs oral surgery associates of Colorado Springs. It's another one, associates in maxillofacial and oral surgery Colorado Springs, oral surgery associates Colorado Springs. And yeah, so there's so many various keywords. And so you'll see right here that the volume is basically the estimated number of searches per month a specific keyword gets. Now this isn't actually indicative of the actual search volume. This is actually an estimate that Ahrefs tool gives us. But you'll see that there's a lot of these what we call long tail keywords that don't get a lot of searches per month. But what I want to kind of enlighten you or open your eyes to is the fact that, let's say that just one of these, let's say that oral surgery Colorado Springs CO only gets 10 searches per month, and out of that you get one phone call, you get one lead every other month, right? And so we get you on we rank you for this keyword, we make sure that you are we do all the SEO and you are on the top of the first page. And so once you do that, you get a phone call every other month. The fact of the matter is that there is a ton of these keywords out there for these kinds of keywords. And so even if you only get one phone call every other month for this keyword, what if we claimed like 10 of these keywords? Now all of a sudden you're getting one phone call, or I'm sorry, 5 or 10 phone calls every other month, which effectively comes out to be 5 phone calls every month, right? And so then you can see just how powerful this can be once you start ranking for all these various long tail keywords that you might not currently be claiming on right now. And so that's essentially the power of SEO, and because you know, at the end of the day, when we do our SEO, it's about ROI for our clients, right? So it doesn't matter how much traffic we're putting into your visitors. It doesn't matter about you getting on the first page. If that doesn't actually convert into people, you know, inquiring about your product or services and then going ahead and purchasing it or doing the service and that kind of thing. You see what I mean? And so that's where we come from here at Mr. and Mrs. Leads. We understand the dichotomy, how businesses work, because we're a business ourselves. We know that the bottom line is it's not about the number of people that are visiting your website. It's not about being on the first page. It's about how many phone calls are you getting per month, how many people are signing up and asking you questions or filling out a lead form, right? And so that's kind of how we focus our SEO and online marketing presence around. We want to make sure that we go after people, keywords and things like that that are optimized for people that are actually going to sign up for your product and service. And so that's essentially what we do. And you know what I want to do real quick before I end this video, because I don't want to take too much of your time, is that I have some great news for you. The reason why it's great news is because of the fact that a lot of these keywords are already on the first page. So you'll see right here, number 5th spot, 4th spot, 9th spot, 8th spot, 12th spot, 13th spot. So right on the bottom of the first page and the top of the second page. This is fantastic news as an SEO, and this makes me want to work with you guys even more because of the fact that you guys already have credit for these keywords, and you're already on the first page, on the top of the second page for these keywords. So it takes us not as much effort, it's not as much time for us to be able to get you from that bottom of the first page or the top of the second page to the top of the first page, right? And so we get a lot of these inquiries. We have a lot of clients that we work with where, you know, they just started their business or they just launched their website and they're like, hey, we want to rank for these keywords. And we're like, okay, fantastic. So what happens is we start our SEO work and we do our SEO optimization and things like that. And before we did that, their website wasn't ranking and they weren't being found on Google. And so we do our work and then all of a sudden they're on the 10th page and they're like, oh, we're on the 10th page. And it's like, okay, great. And so we do continue to do our SEO work and they go from the 10th page to the 7th page to the 5th page to the 3rd page, right? The fact of the matter is that when someone types in a specific keyword or query into Google, and so let's say someone's typing in oral surgeon Colorado Springs CO, the fact of the matter is that 95% of people stay on the first page. So if I were to type in oral surgeon Colorado Springs, Colorado, most of the people aren't going to go past this first page. They don't actually go to the 2nd page. They don't go to the 3rd page. Statistically, 95% of the people stay on the first page. And so, you know, when we do our SEO campaign, we've effectively, by getting them from the 10th page to the 3rd page, we've moved them up 70 positions, right? But that doesn't actually translate into a lot of visitors going to their website, which in turn translates to more business because of the fact that 95% of people actually just stay on the first page. And so just in the fact that you are already on the first page, already on the top of the 2nd page, means that just in us moving you 3 spots, from maybe the 10th spot to the 7th spot, 7th spot to the 4th spot, 4th spot to the 1st spot, you're going to see that much more dramatic increase in the amount of people that are visiting your website and actually signing up for your service, as opposed to us starting from scratch and having to do our SEO when we haven't even been found, right? So hopefully that makes sense to you. It just means that it's going to be a fantastic partnership for us to be able to tackle this SEO campaign for you. That way you don't have to worry about, you know, trying to figure out online marketing and that kind of stuff, and you can just focus on what you guys are good at, and then, you know, let us who are experts in this field handle our end and make sure that you are taken care of on that end, right? And so hopefully that works for you. I like the website. I think that we need a little bit more content on here. I think though the header image could be a little bit better, or maybe like a slideshow of people, that kind of thing. We could even do a video. One of our clients, we actually made a video for them, and so it's like this. Actually, we have another one that we work with, and so this one right here, like we did this image, this. Obviously now you already have the website layout, so it doesn't have to be like ours or like a new website build, but you can see like we have videographers. Actually 2 of our team members here are videographers along with website designers, and so they can do this kind of thing where you know, it pans out and it has a nice little screen right here, as well as we did this one as, let's see if I can, yeah, here we go. So this is kind of like an aerial view with like a drone that they have. And then like obviously like the inside. And so this is kind of more personal, like people can actually envision themselves. See how like there's a footage of him like talking to the patient. You can envision like yourself being in that area and that kind of thing. So that could be something really cool that helps conversions, right? And so we want to make sure that the people that are visiting your website are actually converting into phone calls or signing up for your service, that kind of thing. The other thing that I did notice when I was going through the website was that when we hit About Our Office, I think that it'd be really cool to actually have some bios or some images, real quick images and that kind of thing of your actual surgical staff and the administrative staff, because you have some awesome ones obviously about the surgeons, but you know, it'd be nice to have things about your staff as well, right? And so yeah, great photos and great education and all that stuff. It's just like just something that I personally would like to see as a potential patient, just to see that everything checks off in the, like a little subconscious checkbox, like, hey, they have a website, hey, these it looks legitimate, hey, they have a legitimate phone number, hey, you know, they have an office staff and all that stuff. It kind of subconsciously makes me want to pull the trigger with you guys more, because there's so many websites out there. It's so easy to just hit this back button and then get out of your website and then move on to the next one, right? The other thing is at the top right on the fold, we need to make sure you have a phone number, because a lot of people are on their phones nowadays, and we want to make sure that there's a phone number front and center. See this one right here? It's going to be hard to see. They have to keep on scrolling all the way down to actually be able to find it. But if you actually have the phone number all the way at the top, front and center, then people that are quick to make phone calls and things like that, you can make sure that you capture those. And those are very valuable, obviously, right? Because they're the people that are on, like, very serious about inquiry and that kind of thing. So at the end of the day, I hope you got some insight out of of this at the very least. And look forward to talking to you soon. I hope all that the internal stuff that you're dealing with right now gets figured out. I know that's a huge headache. We go through that stuff at our company before, and I totally understand. But hopefully we can stay in your ear, and you can see that we are a legitimate business here in the Springs. Obviously, since we're in the Springs, we are more than happy to meet with you here at our office or at your office, discuss further about kind of what we do, maybe give you some referrals, whatever you need. All right, so appreciate it and take care. Thank you.